Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrita Varshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvamanusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangha Padakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam na vidusura suraganaha devaya tasmai namaha. So now we will be entering into chapter 9, first verse. I'm reading the first verse. You repeat after me. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Idantu te guhyatamam pravakshyamyanasuyave jnanam vijnana sahitam yajñātvā mokṣase shubhāt. So now, here, Bhagavan says, O Arjuna, to Arjuna he is addressing as Anasuyave. O Anasuyave, which means a person who does not, who is free from, free from the tendency to see evil things where there are really good qualities. That there is a tendency in the mind to, see where there are good qualities, you don't see them, you overlook them and see something bad. That is called asuya. That is called asuya. So, Bhagavan is praising Arjuna as having the quality where he sees the good in good person, which means he really sees good qualities. He doesn't superimpose something bad where there is really good. Like a person may be very religious and somebody may, call him a hypocrite. He's really very religious, but you see hypocrisy where there is really tendency towards religion. So that kind of tendency Arjuna doesn't possess. That is why he is called Asuya. which means Guneshu Dosha Darshanam, one who is free from seeing dosha where there is really guna. So Bhagavan says, O Arjuna, now I will talk to you about Aham Pravakshyami, what? Idan Tute Guhyatamam. Now I will talk to you about something which is the most, which is the greatest secret. There is no bigger secret than that. About that, I will now unfold to you. I will talk to you about that. And he uses the pronoun idam. Idam means something that is right before you. Now, when you are starting the chapter, when you are beginning the chapter, how can you say this? I will talk to you about this one. But because that is there in his mind, what he has been saying and what he is going to say is right in front of Bhagavan's mind, and that is why he uses this pronoun idam. Idam means this. This Arjuna doesn't know what it is. But for Bhagavan, already what has gone by is also there in his mind, and what he is going to talk about in the coming chapters, that is also right in front of his mind. Keeping that in mind, he uses the pronoun idam, means this. I will talk to you about this, what? And I will describe to you, unfold to you in such a manner, I will unfold to you the knowledge, jnanam vijnana sahitam. I'll talk to you about knowledge, in which way? In a manner that it becomes your experience. I will describe or unfold the truth in such a manner that it even becomes your own intimate experience. Jnanam vijnana sahitam. And what will be the result of this? Yaj jnatva, having known which. Yaj jnatva, having known which. Moksha se ashubhat, you will become free from something that is inauspicious. You will become free from all that is inauspicious in life. So, knowledge will be unfolded before you in such a manner that it becomes your own thing. Plus, having known that, having gained that knowledge once and for all, you will become free from everything that is inauspicious in life, which means you will become free from ignorance. Ignorance is the cause of each and every sorrow and grief and all kind of calamities which we undergo in our mind. So, ignorance is the cause of that. And you will become free from that. In that manner, knowledge will be Brahma Vidya, will be unfolded before you. And why to you? There, Bhagavan uses this word anasuyave. Why? Because you are eligible. You are pure-hearted. You do not judge people. And particularly, you do not have the tendency to see bad qualities where really good qualities prevail. Some people, and many of us, this is many times found in each one of us. If we are jealous of someone, if we envy someone, then even if that person has really some good qualities, the person is making good progress, but we cannot accept. That is our problem. Our own emptiness, our own problem is so big before us that it enables us, that it makes us superimpose something bad in others. So that is our problem. Arjuna is free from that. Arjuna means, and the very name Arjuna also means what? One who is straightforward. One who is very straightforward. There are no angularities in him, which means he is very straightforward person, very pure-hearted person. That is also a very, very important quality for a seeker to have. Seeker cannot be, all the time making plans to go ahead of others and things like that. This all shows that the heart is very small. Mind has lots of problems. No. Arjuna is totally free from that. And that is also one of the reasons why he is chosen for this knowledge. So he possesses the eligibility in full measure. That is why Bhagavan says, now while once again he has been talking about this, right from 2nd chapter onwards, Bhagavan has been talking about this knowledge. But again, further, he will be adding few more colors to that. And that is why he says, I will talk to you about knowledge in such a way that it becomes your own. It won't remain just with the speaker, but it will be uncovered in such a way that very soon, immediately, you will also experience that. Already Arjuna is experiencing that. Atma, or the truth, is experienced by each one of us. But the problem is we do not recognize that. We do not recognize that. We have incorrect understanding about it. That will go away. Why? My unfolding it in that manner. So this is the introduction. This is how Bhagavan is introducing the topic. Thereby, Bhagavan is creating the value of knowledge. See, a good speaker or a teacher, they should create the value for knowledge, value for what they are going to speak in the listeners. Then the listeners are all eyes and ears to listen to that. Sometimes, parents also, mothers and teachers in school complain about students not being attentive, not studying well. But it is also the duty of the teacher to create. There may be sometimes some students may not be able to focus, and those kind of problems may exist. But then it becomes the duty of the teacher to create that value, that environment, the subject. If the teacher, he or she, is very well versed with the subject and knows how to impart it to the student, then it is quite likely that the student will be interested. So Bhagavan is the best of the teacher. And so he is doing all this to create the interest in Arjuna. Arjuna is already interested, but all the same, Bhagavan is doing this. And then we have taken first verse, second and third verse we have not taken. But there Lord Krishna says that the knowledge which I am going to unfold before you is Raja Vidya and is Raja Guhya, which means it is the king among all the different branches of knowledge. Like king, if there is a royal person, then he stands out in the crowd. That kind of luster is there in them. Similarly, this Vidya, this knowledge of the self, knowledge of the truth is also such that it stands out. There is something about this knowledge which is so great that it makes this knowledge one of the greatest of all the knowledges. There is no knowledge compared to this. Why? Precisely because Brahma Vidya is about the whole. WHOA. It doesn't leave out anything at all. Whatever is there in this creation, and beyond that also, everything is included in this knowledge. And that is why it is the knowledge of the whole. That is why Bhagavan says, I am going to talk to you about this knowledge which is Raja Vidya. Raja Vidya means Vidyanam Raja. Of all the Vidyas, it is the king. So that is the knowledge I am going to talk about. Further, he eulogizes the knowledge as Raja Guhyam. It is the greatest of the secret. Now, why it is secret? Because in spite of possessing that, we do not know about it. In spite of being that very self, we do not know that. And more often than not, what happens is, in spite of unfolding that, if the student is not ready, if the listeners are not ready, then in spite of talking about that also, it remains a secret. So sometimes, some people, in the olden days, people say that in the olden days, sages were not giving this knowledge to all and sundry. They were not imparting this knowledge to whoever came. Only those who approached them in the forest, who left everything and went there, only they were first tested properly and then given this knowledge. Whereas now, this knowledge is given to everyone. Somebody had asked this to Swamiji, that why you are giving this knowledge to everyone? People don't value it. So why do we bring down this knowledge to that level? Then the reply was that even if we will give, even when we give, if people are not ready, it will remain a secret. So don't worry. It will remain a secret. So don't worry that we are bringing down this knowledge to that level. No, it will remain a secret. They say, that for the milk of the lioness, in Gujarati, in our language, they say that for the milk of the lioness, a golden plate is required. Steel or aluminum will not do. It requires that kind of vessel or container, which should also be golden. Similarly, this knowledge, Brahma Vidya, is so pure, so complete, that it requires that kind of preparedness. Preparedness means purity. Preparedness means you should be all ready, all focused, plus antakarana shuddhi. Heart has to be pure of all the ragas and dveshas, all attachments and aversions. These are the things which form the impurity. And when these go, only then and then the self which is right there will get reflected. And mind will become all focused to understand this. So, it is Raja Guhya. And another thing I'll tell you, it is such a secret, it is hidden in a place where nobody will ever imagine that it is there. Like, I'll just give you an example. That once upon a time, one very rich person was traveling in a train, in the first class compartment. And then along with him, the other passenger who was sitting before him, he was a great thief. He was a thief. Now this man, at night, he took out his money. He was carrying a lot of cash with him. And at night, he started counting it. The thief, he didn't know that the person who is sitting next to him, opposite to him, is a thief. But without bothering about him, he started counting it. And then when that fellow went to sleep, the thief is waiting that when this man goes to sleep, then I will begin. I will start my work. And then he happened to go to sleep. That time, this rich man, what did he do? He kept all his money in his wallet. And where did he keep it? Can you imagine? Where did he keep it? He kept it under the pillow of that thief. Under the pillow of that thief, he kept this money there. Then he, without any care, he just went to sleep. He's just not bothered because he's sure that this fellow will not find, however great he may be. And as planned, that fellow got up. The thief got up and then began. He is searching the pockets and pillow and everything of this person, the bogey, the opposite side. He could not find out. And then in the morning, this fellow got up. And then the thief said, I bow down to you. You are greater than me. I am the thief and I'm telling you that I am the thief. But please tell me, now I'm not going to touch you. I cannot find your money, but tell me, where did you keep it? I'm exhausted. I searched and searched and searched, but did not find it. Then this rich man is saying, look underneath your pillow. And he found it. Which means it similarly. We are looking for happiness. We are looking for peace. We are looking for contentment everywhere, everywhere, in all the nooks and corners of this world. In name, fame, power, position, relationships, what not. This is just one pursuit of everyone. Where is it hidden? All our pursuits, all our seekings are directed out there. And where is it hidden? Where does it really abide? Where? Right in our heart. Not in our heart also. It is nothing but me. Everybody is nothing but happiness. Happiness is my true nature. Peace is my true nature. There is no distance, absolutely no distance in space or time or in anything. No distance between me and happiness, me and contentment. And this is true about each one of us. But we are not even ready to accept this. And when we look inside, Swamini, what are you talking about? Happiness is me. When I look inside, I find nothing but commotion. I find nothing but unhappiness. Yes, that is why it is Rajaguhyam. It is the greatest of the secret. So, Bhagavan says, this is what I'm going to talk to you about. And then, now he begins. Plus, one more thing is required. Bhagavan said, in that verse we have not selected, but it is said that who can gain this knowledge? Those who have Shraddha. Shraddha means, it is not really faith. Shraddha doesn't have right translation in English. But Shraddha means that bent of mind, that positive, affirmative bent of mind, whereby you go ahead with the teacher. You go ahead with the words of the scriptures. Even though in the beginning you don't believe in it, but you are ready to give the benefit of doubt. Yes, I don't believe this. It cannot be. I cannot be what I am seeking. But yes, scriptures are saying that. Teacher is saying this, and they know something more. So, I'm ready to go along. I'm ready to give the benefit of doubt. Pending discovery. Pending discovery. That is called Shraddha. This is the most important ingredient for knowledge. Bhagavan says in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Shraddhavan lavate jnanam. Who will discover this knowledge? Who possesses Shraddha in immense measure. Not little bit, immense measure. So, again, Bhagavan in the 3rd verse here says that those who have this kind of Shraddha can find this. Those who do not have, keep on doubting, will not find. So, having said this, in short, having created the right orientation, now Bhagavan, as promised, as he had promised that I'm going to talk about this Jnanam Vijnana Sahitam, I'm going to unfold before you Rajavidya, Rajaguhyam, which is most sacred, all that which he had said. Now he begins in verse number 4. In the next verse, come on, let us begin that. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyakthamurtina matstani sarvabhutani nachaham teshvavastitah Now, the greatest secret is contained in this verse. There are some of the most beautiful verses in Bhagavad Gita which has the entire scriptures in the capsule form in them. And this is one such verse. This just one verse is enough. Is just enough to give you the crux of the entire Shastra. The entire gamut of Upanishads, what they say is contained here in this verse. So, what is Bhagavan doing? Exactly as he had promised, that I'll talk to you about Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam. And he does this in the 4th verse. See the translation. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagat avyaktamurtina. Maya idam sarvam tatam. Idam sarvam jagat tatam avyaktamurtina. He says, O Arjuna, by my avyaktamurti, which means that by my form, which form? Really which has no form. By my nirguna nirakara, that means form which has no... See, you can see this because it has certain shape. It has a color. It has a shape. So you can see this. But supposing, can you see space? We cannot really see space. It is formless. So Bhagavan here is saying that by my this form, by my this rupa, which has no form, which means by me who is really nirakara, without any form, without any attributes, by me who is such, the entire creation is pervaded. Jagat tatam idam sarvam jagat tatam. The entire creation is pervaded. Tatam means pervaded. By whom? By me. Maya. Maya means by me. So here Maya doesn't mean Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna had a name. Lord Krishna had a form. Not by that. So when he says by me, that by me doesn't mean by Lord Krishna or by Vishnu or by Narayana. No. By this, what is meant is by Brahman. By Brahman, or the reality which is formless. By the truth which is formless, which is without any parts, which is without any qualities. Truth is this. By that form, which is that form avyakta, which is not manifest before you. By that, the entire creation is pervaded. Then, it is the peculiarity of Lord Krishna that he will say one thing in one breath, and the very next moment, he will change himself. See, in the second line he says, Matstani sarva bhutani. All the bhutas. Bhutas means beings. All the beings are in me. This is one statement. And then, in the last quarter, what does he say? Nacha aham teshu avastita. They are in me. All the beings are in me. But I am not in them. Just think. Maya matstani sarva bhutani. Everything is in me. And in the very next breath, what does he say? Nothing is in me. Nothing is in me. They are in me. I am not in them. They are in me, but I am not in them. See, this this is the greatest secret. So this will call for a little more attention, more focus. So, and some of you are coming for the first time. So don't worry. It will appear a little difficult in the beginning, but then we can't escape this. Having come here, you just have to listen to this. What is meant is that, see, he is explaining, as it were, reality has two aspects. That one is, as I said yesterday, that it has transcendental aspect also, and another is immanent, which means all pervasive is one aspect, and the greater and the higher aspect is what? transcending all this. Both of them are covered here. Bhagavan says that I see. When we are looking at the creation, then Bhagavan says everything is because of me. There cannot be a single leaf, not even a particle of sand can be without me. That is his first statement. There is absolutely nothing in this creation which can exist without me, which means I am everywhere. This is first. And then, if you look at me closely, what is his first introduction? That everything is in me. There cannot be anything without me. Not a single particle, atomic particle also can exist without me. It is because of my support that it is there. It is because of me that it is there. This is his first introduction about himself. First level of introduction. Then what is the second thing? He says, nothing is in me, which means I alone am. Where there is no trace of the creation. Where there is no trace of the creation. This is his ultimate introduction. This is what he really is. Now, to make it simple, I'm going to make it as simple as I can. Now, this is like the actor, Amitabh Bachchan. He is the actor, the big B. He says that all the roles are in me. In one movie, he comes as a beggar. In another movie, he comes as a magician. In the third movie, he comes as a don. In the fourth movie, he comes as an inspector. Who are all these roles? Who is playing all these roles? The actor Amitabh Bachchan is playing all these roles. So, now Amitabh Bachchan is making this statement. What? That all the roles are in me. All the roles are in me, which means I am in and through all the roles. The beggar cannot be a part of me. Beggar cannot stand. Amitabh, who is playing the role of a beggar. That beggar cannot be without me. The hand of the beggar is the hand of Amitabh. The action of begging is really the action played by Amitabh. Then in the other role, he is playing the role of a magician. And what all the magician may do is really being done by Amitabh. So it's not different from him. But this is all while playing the roles, he says, all the roles are in me. And now he is in the green room. Now he is in the green room. There, what is the statement made by him? None of the roles are in me. Roles are, when the roles were being played, he said that they are in me. But if you look at me as I am, when I go back home, am I the beggar? Am I the magician? Am I the don? Am I who was the fourth one? Inspector or whoever? No, Amitabh is Amitabh. So, from that standpoint, when you look at the actor, none of the roles are in him. But when you look at the roles, from the standpoint of the roles, from the standpoint of the beggar, role of a beggar, that beggar cannot be without the actor. But if you look at the actor in his home, sitting at home, is the role in him? And even while, let us go one step further. Even while he is playing the role of a beggar, is he beggar? Beggar is not the reality about him. As Swamiji says, because of playing the role of a beggar, he is going to be much more richer. So beggar does not touch him in any way. Otherwise, who will play the roles? If he's not going to be paid, who is going to play the role of a beggar? So what I mean is, even while he's begging, he is not the beggar. Did you understand? Similarly, in some such way, Bhagavan says, all this is in me. Because when he says, all this is in me, from which standpoint did he say? Tell me. From which standpoint did he say that the entire creation is in me? Tell me. From the standpoint of the Jagat, from the standpoint of the creation. When you look at the creation, there has to be cause for it. Because creation is inert. It cannot come on its own. There has to be a maker. And the maker has to have material for that. So, when you look at the creation, when you give reality to the creation, you have to accept and imagine that there has to be a creator, sustainer, dissolver. There has to be someone. This cannot just come on its own. From where did it come? It just cannot drop like that from nowhere. There has to be a cause. So from the standpoint of the creation, when you look at the creation, when you give reality to what you see, then you posit all of that in Bhagavan. It has to be because of him. But when you look at Ishvara from his standpoint, what is the reality? See, all of this, for this we have to start Gita from beginning, 2nd chapter. But since we are here, so we'll try to explain from where we are. But when we look at that reality from its standpoint, then the absolute reality or the Paramarthik Satya, which means the absolute reality is what? It is Nirakara. It is no form, Nirguna, no qualities, no shape, no qualities, no name, no parts, nothing at all. Nirguna, Niravayava, Nirakara, which he mentioned as Avyakta Murti. Form, yes, but what kind of a formless form? There is no form. The closest example of formlessness is space. Closest. Even space has one quality. What is that? Shabda. It has words pass through the space, through that. So it has at least that much quality. But Atma, call it Atma, call it Brahman, call it Chaitanya, call it Ishvara, is such a reality. When you try to understand from its own standpoint, then it is Nirguna, Nirakara, Niravayava. So from that, when Bhagavan says from that point, there is no creation. There is nothing at all. But when you look at the creation, then who is responsible for that? Ishvara. So, keeping that in mind, what did Bhagavan say? Matsthani sarva bhutani. All of them are in me. But I am not in anyone. Nachaham teshu avastitaha. Because according to me, there is nothing. I will give you another example. Have you all heard about this example of rope and snake? Given by, this is the standard example given in Vedanta. See, there is an object called rope lying in front of me. It's lying there. But because of the darkness, or partial darkness, I saw that rope but could not see it clearly. At dawn or at a twilight time, when you are walking, there are certain objects before. There is this rope lying before us. But because of that unclear light, because of the twilight, sun is setting and it is getting dark, you definitely see something. You saw the rope, but could not see it clearly. And that is why you thought it to be what? You thought it to be snake. And then you started withdrawing your steps. When you withdraw your steps and your BP increases, when there are palpitations, then all that increases, definitely you have seen something. And what is that snake? In reality, what is there? In reality, the object is nothing but innocuous rope. But because of the lack of proper light, you saw something definitely, but did not see it clearly. You did not see it correctly. When you do not see a thing correctly, you superimpose something else. That doesn't mean there is nothing over there. Very much the rope is there, but it is taken to be snake. Snake cannot be without anything being there. If there was nothing, how will I see snake? I definitely saw something, but did not know what it is. And I concluded that it is snake. So now, supposing the rope understands all this, supposing, then what will it say? The snake is in me. Supposing the rope understands. Now, this is an example. Don't ask me that how will snake know, a rope know all this. Supposing the rope understands, then what will everybody is afraid of it and going away. So what will it say? The rope says, the snake is in me, but I am not in the snake. The snake is in me, but I am not the snake. Which means that you concluded that it is snake is because of me. Definitely there was something. And that was rope. But if you go closer, supposing my friend is there along with me, and you don't get scared, Swamini, come. No, I refuse to go. Then he will say, no, come, let me show you. He brings a torch and throws light upon it. And then I see, oh my God, that which I took to be a snake is nothing but a rope. There was definitely something there, but it was not snake. Similarly, something is there, and what is that? Coming back to our this. Something is there, but you take it to be what? Creation. And what is there in reality? Brahman or Atma or Chaitanya. And what is the form of that Chaitanya? What is the form? No form. It is, in other words, nothing but pure existence, consciousness, and existence and consciousness is nothing but happiness. Sat, Chit, Ananda. That is the nature of Atma. Atma is not woman or man or child. No. What is Atma? Atma is nothing but Brahman, Atma, Ishvara. What is the reality? Nothing but isness. Nothing but that isness is not inert. What is that isness? Existence. What is that? Consciousness. It is live. Consciousness. And what is that? Nothing but happiness. So what is the existence? Is consciousness, and it is also happiness. These three are not different. So what is the true nature of each and everything? What is in reality over here? Asti, Bhati, Priyam. In other words, Sat means Asti, Chit means Bhati, and Priyam means happiness. What I call clip is the name and form. Just as there is rope and we take it to be, I want the answer from you. We take it to be snake. Similarly, what is there is nothing but asti bhati priyam, isness. And the shine means consciousness. And that is happiness, not apart from it. But on that, this name and form is superimposed. This may be very, very hard to swallow. Very, very difficult to understand also. But Rajavidya, Rajaguhya. I'll give you another. So, the underlying reality of everything, of me, this body, when I say me, not Atma, but this name and form, that name and form, this name and form, this table, this microphone, the space, and so cameras and everything. They are different names and forms. What is the reality? Asti bhati priyam. Can you see that? Can you see that? You can see this name and form. You can see the hand. You can see the body. Can you see asti bhati priyam? You cannot. Why? Because it is formless. Everything that has form goes away in time. Thank God asti bhati priyam doesn't have form. Otherwise it would be born and gone. Born, gone. Born, gone. That is what is happening. That is what is constantly happening in the creation. Things come and go, come and go. But what goes? Name and form. What doesn't go? Existence. Shine means consciousness. Conscious means I know that I am. I am and I know that I am. And that is nothing but peace, nothing but happiness. This is the reality. And tell me, where is it? Where is it? We can't see it, but then it cannot be hanging somewhere. Where is it? Huh? Little louder. Everywhere. But everywhere means yes. But how do I know? I know it in my heart. I am that. I am that. When I say I, it is the big capital I, not the I of this body. When I say I don't mean this woman. When you say I, and if you know the meaning of that I is not a person, means not name and form. What is that I? I is Atma. In that case, where is Atma? Atma, that which I call Atma, is everywhere. Everywhere. My Atma and your Atma, no two Atmas. No Atmas are not more. Atma is just one. I'll give you another example to make things easy. See, there are different appliances. This is one microphone, then this tube light and bulb and all of them. They are the exterior names and forms. But tell me, can they function without the electricity? Without electricity is not bulb. But bulb is electricity, we can say in one way. Why? Because without the power, without the electricity, bulb is not bulb. Refrigerator is not refrigerator. Microphone is not microphone. Is it? Have the bulb and there is no power. Of what use is that? So, See, example will not be similar in every aspect, but you will have some insight. We use the examples so that we have some understanding about the concept. So, that is the truth. Existence, consciousness, and happiness. It is because of that the entire creation is functioning. Whatever is happening in this creation is because of that, but you don't see it. You have to understand it is I. In that understanding of the I, you see it without really seeing it. When I say I, that I means the underlying or the fundamental reality of the entire creation. I will give you another example of the dream. See, this person was so tired that as soon as he hit the bed, he went to sleep. In the sleep, now he sees a dream. He sees a dream. Now tell me, he's seeing the dream. In the dream, he sees mountains and the rivers and the birds and the boat and so many things. All this he's dreaming of. Where is all this? Tell me. All that he's dreaming of, where is it? Where is all this? What all he sees, the entire dream world. The entire dream world is nothing but this fellow's mind. As soon as he went to sleep, then his mind imagined all this. There is that boatman also in the boat. Mountains also in the one who is climbing the mountain. Birds, and there is a cottage and sand and everything is there. Who is all this? Who is all this? He himself became all this without really becoming. He himself, as it were, became all this. His mind spread out. He without becoming, he became and is experiencing. And then this play goes on for some moments. And then again, he goes back to sleep or wakes up. And then, after having woken up, he still remembers that. Where is the river? The Nile River. Where is the Ganga? If Ganga was really there in him, then he would have been totally swept away. There is no trace of water when he wakes up. But still, it was all thought to be in him. So, the dreamer can now say, from the standpoint of the waker, he says, there is nothing in me. When he wakes up, from the standpoint of the waker says, where is the Ganga? Where is that? Where are those mountains? Nothing is in me. But, from the standpoint of the dreamer, what will he say? The entire dream world was in him. Supposing it doesn't happen, but supposing even when he is dreaming and at that time itself he is woken up, supposing, then he will say that everything is in me, but really nothing is in me. In this way, if you understood what I'm saying, Bhagavan says the entire creation is in me, which means superimposed upon me, imagined in me. But when you look at me closely means which me? Which me? Which? Atma. In Brahman, nothing is there. Absolutely nothing is there. That doesn't mean it is void. It is not vacuum or void. It is Atma, Chaitanya. Buddhists call it void. They call it nihilism, which means shunya. We don't call it shunya. What do we call it? Atma. not shunyam. So, Bhagavan said this. But then, if there is nothing in you, now a question can arise. If you are without any qualities, without any attributes, without any form, just one without a second, then how did this creation come about? How did you even imagine? How did you make it? This question can arise. Then what does Bhagavan say? Verse number 10. Come on. Mayadhyakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya jagadviparivartate. In that case, on one hand, from the standpoint of Bhagavan, as Vishnu, as Brahma, as Shiva, as Brahmaji has the role of creating. Vishnu has the role of sustaining. Shiva has the role of dissolving everything, destroying everything. Then, who did all this? Bhagavan, on one hand, you say, I don't do anything. Then who is doing all this? Bhagavan says, my Maya does. Who does all this? Just as the dreamer dreams because of the samskaras in the mind. Supposing in the waking state, somebody insulted me and I felt it very bad. My boss humiliated me in front of many other employees. And I felt so bad about it. I could not do anything at that time, because how can you fire the boss? You can't say, you just have to gulp it. But I felt very bad. So then at night when I go to sleep, now what do? Those samskaras were there. So now in the dream, I become the boss and then insult him. So I insult him. How those samskaras, that thing was there in me, which got spread out in the dream, in the form of the dream. But here, Bhagavan, you said that you are without any form, without any qualities, without any parts. Then how did you imagine this creation? Creation is full of names and forms and qualities. This is a beautiful creation with such a big variety. How did it all come out from Nirguna? Are you all getting what I'm saying? How did gunas come out of something which is Nirguna? You follow? How can qualities or attributes come out, emerge from something which is without any qualities? Bhagavan says, don't worry. Who does all this? My Maya is capable of doing everything. Maya means, now understand. So this today will be little difficult. Tomorrow onwards it's going to be very easy. But today is very difficult. But then sooner or later, let me tell you, sooner or later you will have to face this. You can't escape understanding this. A day will come when this question will arise in your mind. How did this creation come about? Why this disparity? Why this injustice? Children ask, if God is all good, then why did he create this terrorist? Why this? Why that? Why this one poor? Why that one rich? Why this? Why this injustice? These questions, then where is the answer? So we have to understand this. You can't escape. Sooner or later we have to understand. So why not now? So Bhagavan says that even though I am without any qualities, the absolute reality or the Paramarthik Satta The highest level of truth is nirguna, nirakara, niravayava, partless. But there is this concept of Maya. Maya means power. Maya means indescribable power, which Brahman seems to have. So when you want to explain the creation, how do you explain? How do you explain? Nirguna cannot become with gunas. Niravayava cannot have parts. Then how did this creation come about? That is why Shastras, scriptures, have introduced this concept of Maya. This concept of Maya, Maya means a power by which Brahman or the reality is empowered to do everything. Just as the magician, whatever he does, whatever he shows in the form of magic, how does he do that? We cannot do that. He has that power or vidya. He has that knowledge of how to show everything which is not there. He will show, the newspaper, the pieces of newspaper as currency, dollars and rupees. Or if you could have dollars in this way, why would you do this magic? But that is his power. Magician has that power, which makes, in a way, that which is impossible is shown as possible. The bucket, the tumbler will be empty, but he will go on showing water coming out from that. That is his power. Similarly, Shastra says that in Nirguna Nirakara reality, all this is not possible. And Bhagavan made a statement, nothing is in me, I just alone am, without second one being there. Then how do you see all this? Then he says, it is with the help of my power called Maya. Where he said what? Maya Dyakshena Prakriti. It is my power which is in my control. Maya Dyakshena. This power is in my control, and because of my presence and my control, this Maya does everything. Just as magicians, magic, power of showing everything, it belongs to the magician. And with the help of that, he shows everything. Similarly, Brahman has this power called Maya, which is with the help of which he shows this creation as coming, as being sustained, as sustaining, and as dissolving. Creation comes at the beginning of the cycle, remains, and then at the end of the cycle again goes back. He says everything comes from me, remains in me, and goes back into me. Just as the dream world comes from the dreamer, remains in him as long as it lasts, and where does the dream world go? Where does it go? Again in his, when you wake up, where does the dream go? It just gets folded up. Where? In ourselves only. The mind had spread out, and the mind again gets folded up. Similarly, Bhagavan says it is my Maya which is doing all this. In my presence, Maya doesn't do all this independently. Just as without the magician, can his power of showing all this exist? Magician is not there, and his power does everything independent. Does it ever happen? No. So Bhagavan says that it is with the help of my Maya that I do all this. So understand, this Maya is a concept or a model used to explain what? To explain the creation. Explain the creation in Brahman, where it is officially speaking, not possible. But still we see this. So then, what is the reason? It is due to the Maya. And this Maya is again not independent. It is due to Brahman. But again, when you look at Brahman from its standpoint, there is no Maya. Just to explain the creation, Shastra resorts to this model of Maya. Understood? So this is how the creation is explained. This is the greatest secret. That which is formless reality, attributeless reality, partless reality is seen as this creation. Thus the dreamer, when he is not dreaming, there is nothing at all. But when he dreams, all kinds of things he dreams of. When he wakes up, there is nothing at all. Similar is the case with this world. So, this is what Bhagavan calls it Raja Guhya. We'll talk about this tomorrow little more. But the difficult part is over. Now, we will talk about, now Bhagavan will say, who will come to know this? To know all this is not that easy. When can you come to know this? When we have certain qualities in us. Bhagavan will talk about this in the coming verses. Thank you. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. I know it is a high dose today, but as I said, since we have chosen this, we cannot but face this. We have to face it. And I have tried my best. Again, we'll try to repeat some of this tomorrow when we come to the class. Thank you. Now there will be Aarti in the temple, I think at 6. Huh? Yeah, we can. I'll come. Wait.
Actually, the Pradosham Puja is in progress already.